So let's see how my audio balance is. It's pretty good. Okay, cool. So all is use Troubled Town. So let's go to my totally BS game. This one. Okay. So there are some pretty well hidden, or not hidden, but not explained fully tactics you can use to survive. So I just want to go over a couple of them. So first off, you have Dragon's Blood Droplet. So what this does when you use it is it restores a small bit of resurrective power. That doesn't sound very useful, but let's say that you've died and you have a resurrective power, but you can't use it until you unlock the ability to use it again. The thing that unlocks the ability to use another resurrective power is the gaining of any more resurrective power, even if you're full up. So you have, let's say you have your 3 resurrections down there. Stand by. I need to do something dumb. Okay, so what you don't see is that I've been creating a tragically painful save file. And so that means that I don't have resurrective power right now. But we can go get it real quick. Hey friend, do the thing. Good. Thank you. Okay. So, we died. So, actually, this is very convenient. So, we died. We're going to resurrect. Now, you see that I can't use resurrection, but if I use my Dragon's Blood Droplet, I can resurrect again. You see that it's no longer crossed out. Stop it. So that's step number 1 for things that you can do. So that gives you 1 more resurrection power. So that's step 1. Let's go die again, and we'll see another step. I should have just left him alive. This will work. Please? There you go. And don't worry, the thing I did off to the side was I just, I saved the save of the game. I backed it up. So we'll just go out by Dilapidated Temple. Alright, this guy is definitely going to be able to kill us. Hello, friend. Do the thing. Uno mas, please. Dankeschön. Alright, so now we died again. So you may think that's pretty much all the resurrection you can do, right? No. No. We don't believe in running out of options in this game. Miyazaki-san always makes his games tough but fair. So you see I have 2 different kind of bundled Jizo statues. This one is required by a story mission you may not have done. So we can ignore this one, but this is how you get a 5th resurrection. So, first resurrection given to you because you exist. You get a resurrection whenever you start. Then you can do Dragon's Blood Droplet to get another resurrection. Now, you see that I died, but dying... but you see that I died. But I have this bundled Jesus statue which restores a node of resurrective power, which is a gaining of resurrective power. So we use this and we can resurrect again. And then we can, if we have Jinzo's Jizo statue, then we can do it again. See? Now the last one is much harder. The last one is if you can get any resurrective power in the boss fight, i.e. beating one of his phases, that will give you resurrective power, unlocking that last node. Okay. So, that all aside, let's just... I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just sit here for a second. We'll go inventory, homeward idle, dilapidated temple is fine, I don't care. So, I just wanted to go over that first because not a lot of people realize how much this game gives you to survive. There are so many survival options. Actually, we're going to just quit out of the game. I'm going to restore that save file, and I'm just going to have all my stuff. I'll just go die somewhere, I guess. It's not a big deal. I think I have 2 backups of this save file. I'm paranoid. So while I'm restarting, I'll just go over what the stupid save file is. The stupid save file is you on your second playthrough, you get an item that you can give back to Kuro. It's called Kuro's Charm. So a playthrough, you can do a playthrough where you give Kuro's Charm back to Kuro, and it's called Charmless or Kuro's Charm, something along those lines. There's different ways that people refer to it. So if you do a Charmless run, then if you don't perfect parry an attack, you take chip damage. So that's fun. And all the enemies are slightly better. And then there's a demon bell that you can do that also increases the difficulty of all encounters. Basically, it makes the game act as if you're on a New Game Plus past the one that you're currently on. Did I do that wrong? I've done this wrong so many times. I did do it wrong. Okay. So now we're going to copy this. We're going to put it back on the desktop. Okay. There we go. All right. I see it there. So we'll just load a game. Whatever. And then, as an addendum to all that painfulness, I'm already running with Demon Bell, Charmless. I made it to a specific. I made it to a point in the game without dying, specifically right here. And since I didn't die, I'm just gonna get my resurrect. I don't need resurrective power. Okay. How do I want to do this? Let's just unlock all of our stuff. All right. Let's do a good example. All right, friend, do the thing. I can't really. Well, I guess. Can I? Yeah, I can. Okay. We could do this right. Okay, so we'll get our resurrected power back. Yeah. Cutscene, all that. Excuse me, sir. I have places to be, people to kill. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head back over and we're gonna fight Owl. And we have, when you beat the enemies enough, you can go fight them at any time. But we need to go to... right. Alright, that's fine. We will fight... We'll be using Kuro's Charm, that's fine. We can deal with it. I might have to remember controls for a little bit because I put the game down for a while. But we'll use the Bell Demon so we're not fighting him harder. Okay, so let's do a Reflection of Strength. We are fighting Normal Owl. Normal Owl. Nope. Great Shinobi Owl. Here we go. Okay, so you said you were pretty okay with the first part of his fight. So Great Shinobi Owl is interesting because he's very, very good. Don't stab him. He will Mikiri counter you because he's basically you. There's a couple things that you can try to use on Owl. First off, if you're a speedrunner, you probably will use Mortal Draw. Mortal Draw does an obscene amount of damage. You can also try using Shadow Rush if you have it. This can be pretty good. Another tool that is sometimes useful is the Aged Mist Raven Feather. I don't use this much. I just kind of fight him straight up. But so we're gonna try. I'm gonna try and remember my strats before I use current strats. So here's. So I now kind of just do like Dat Parry Godlife. But like, so when you see him throw that and he kind of cocks his weapon, you can run around behind him. So, okay. So I don't actually need to do you know this part. So whenever you see that combo, he's going to do the firecrackers. And they're unblockable. So don't try. Whenever he does that, if you're used to it, you can counter. That was dumb. Yep, that was all my bad. It has been too long. We'll get him though. So that's the attack I usually counter. One thing that a lot of people don't think about with bosses is it's okay to attack. So if you attack, it forces them to block. Or they take damage. That seems self-explanatory, but it's something that it's hard to understand. But, like I said, so he has two patterns with that one. Okay, I don't need to, again, I don't need to talk about this phase. You're worried about the next phase. Let's just get done. Alright, well, we got wrecked. It happens. I just tried to close out the first phase because I didn't care. Second phase is really similar. It's pretty much the same. The only real big difference is that Great Shinobi. Is that he will throw poison instead of shurikens. Everything else is, I think, the same pattern. It's been so long since I fought him without parrying. This will be fun. And you can see when I'm not perfectly blocking, I'm taking damage. That's part of Kuro's charm. So that shoulder is the giveaway for that move. When he throws a shoulder, you know he's gonna do his unblockable move. See? Shoulder. If you get behind bosses, usually you can get 2 free hits. So if you aren't affected by his unique status effect, on that, no deal. When he does that, like, sliding slash, he's always going to drop the little, ball that causes the status effect. Don't be afraid to be a coward, by the way. You can just, if you're really worried about the status effect, you can kind of just wait it out. He has, like, range closing attacks like that one that make it hard. But you can still make it out. So, I've seen really good Sekiro players who will just ignore his status effect because they're not going to take damage. But I kind of like dodging it because it gives me attacks that are non-damaging that he'll do. If you have the status effect, he will not use the little ball. See, he did the sliding slash, so I knew he was going to do a status effect. Oh, 4 attacks. There we go. So then he does a little bow. And you use this time to get your status effect off if you have it. If you approach him, he'll go into his next phase. He'll go into it eventually anyway. But... wait. And now he does poison. Only major difference. And it's not even that major. So when he does this, nothing actually changes. He does normal attacks. So as long as you can identify what attack he's doing through the smoke, you can still parry it. And you can run at him when he does that. Poison's not that bad. Especially if you've been to the poisoned area. You can even fuck up real bad like I am. Not a big deal. Owl will make you take risks you shouldn't. If you can avoid doing that, you're gonna be alright. So one of the things is you like run away from him and then skip to running sideways. I'll take advantage of that, thank you. Oh, I hit a wall. It's fine. We got a lot of survival options, right? We talked about them. So the next time, and now I have a little bit of time to use an item. We'll just use our Jinzo's Jesus station. That's fine. Everything's fine. We can resurrect. Alright. But, so, this phase, it's weird. It's literally the same as the last phase, except he has poison. So just being calm, just like you are in first phase, pays dividends. Just avoiding. If you have Divine Confetti increases damage against all bosses. It's particularly effective against apparitions, but every enemy takes more damage if you're confettied. Like I said, you can run at him, or you can just take these kind of like runaway strats. So he did that. Okay, just take a look how he's moving. So just taking your time with Owl is important. 1, 2, does his flip, and then this is just so punishable. You can even just kind of bait out just that move. Just sit here and wait for that. Or this. I'm not gonna... okay, I can't stop myself. I need to take advantage of that. So... oh, he caught me. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Just back away. I have a pretty good idea where his distancing is, even though I suck now. And don't be afraid to run through poison. But yeah, I don't know. The funny thing about Owl's second phase is it's the same as first phase, just without shurikens. He has no different attack patterns. What do I have equipped? Oh yeah, I can do one of these, sure. But like, you see, I can maintain my distance. I can wait for my time. Here comes the really easy, and I can 1, 2, back off. And if you're not in the smoke, then it doesn't knock you back. Alright, so you just take one hit. So you can kill him by a million cuts. 1, 2, here's the attack I love countering. If you're too close, he will track with that attack, though. So you got to stay a little bit distant. So 1, 2, I can counter. Let's back off. If you chip him away, it works. Here's the counterable attack. I'm not going to heal, although I need to heal and I had time. I wanted to take advantage. So he's going to... Oh, he didn't do it. So we'll cut him. So here's the punishable attack. If he throws 2 shurikens, it's the overhead slam that he did. If he throws 1 shuriken, he's going to do the dashing slash. Whenever he does this, you can run in for 1 cut. You'll get the distance right. So 2 does that. 1, 2. Throw an extra attack in just for good measure. But see, like, I'm just chill. I'm not worried. I'm not letting him dictate the pace of the fight. I'm just getting my hits in. Now, when I fight him these days, I generally fight him a little differently, but this is a pretty good way to fight him when you're just getting used to it. And then another thing that a lot of people forget about is that your attacks, that your shurikens and such deal damage. So when he's that low, I can just take the win. Now, if you are a horrible human being, you can do something like this. And you notice I'm getting resurrective power back every time I do this. So if you're like, if you don't want to like farm up enemies and you're okay using emblems instead, you can just keep stabbing a boss. There's a little bit of hubris to this, but see, I keep getting resurrective power. This is wonderful. And this technique is why Vex calls me a Shura. And because I will use whatever necessary to make my fights easier. No. Oh, look at you. Nope. But anyway, we're gonna stop this. We don't need to keep that was for you. That was for you, alright? That was some catharsis for you. Just seeing someone bully Owl a little bit. But yeah, if you ever need to get your resurrective power back and you just beat a boss, you can just bully them. But yeah, to recap, second phase, only difference, he's just throwing poison. And in essence, it's arguably easier. It's not, because you kind of get in your head that oh god, you got to make it work this time. But that's why I was talking about just being chill about it. If you don't lose your composure in this game, it's generally better. Your first strike you can parry out of. Just get a little chip damage. Why not? Happy little accidents. Now this is a little bit of flexing, because if you remember, if I'm not perfect parrying, I'm taking damage. So every time you see me block and not take damage, I am blocking in the correct frame window to get a perfect parry. So a little bit of flex. Okay, also when bosses get in corners, they do weird things. And you can sometimes really abuse it. Now, I didn't actually get all my stuff back, which is fine. Perfect parries deal posture damage. If you didn't know about these items, these are all heal items. These are all really powerful heal items. And then this is just a... it's funny, but the Divine Grass is almost the least powerful of the heal items I'm equipping right now. No. See? I'm gonna even ignore the poison. My heal item's out healing it. I don't really care. That was interesting. I've never seen that before. Oh, okay. It's okay, I got Rice going. Rice is bullshit. And you see he only threw one shuriken there. That's a danger you can get yourself into. You can misread that attack. If you have an antidote, I think is what it's called, you can also, let's check. I'll have it. Yeah, antidote powder. You can also cure your poison. There's a couple different ways. You can cure it with that, or you can cure it with, where is it? The green mossy gourd, if you have that as well. Oh, what was I doing? Oh, I used those already. That's right. Okay. So we're just gonna eat some rice. Now, if you aren't like me and just came off doing this fight already and using all of your stuff, you would have all of your tools still. But since I used them recently, I don't have access to them, which is fine. See, you can just charge that. And then this, you can just step to the side. And you don't have to do this, like, parry god life thing. That's why I wanted to show you the other style of fighting that I had, where I'm just sitting there waiting for my punishables. But you can also kind of bully Owl. When you get good enough at any boss, you can bully them. Because everything's fair. If you're taking damage, it's your own fault. We'll let him do that, but we'll take some health for it. And there you saw a little bit of me, doing the thing where, I was attacking. Which I said can be pretty hard to figure out when you can do, but, you can dictate some of the pace of the fight. You don't just have to let the boss do it. And see, remember, corners make bosses act weird. You can sometimes just bully them in corners. Ask them for their lunch money and all that. Okay, I'm in a bad position. Back off. Okay, but yeah. I was getting greedy there, and I just tried to shuriken his health off. But, so, those are some things you can do. You can live the parry god life like I was, try and look cool, or you can just take your time, back off. He's got... I'll show you a distance thing. So... Owl has different distances that he's good at. So let's do one more Owl. We're not gonna fight the whole Owl. It doesn't. I don't care enough. But so Owl likes to fight in very specific range bands. And they're kind of odd. So like here is one of his range bands. That's when he's doing stuff like that. That's when it's effective. His next range band is here. Right at the kick range. He is weakest at this specific range that I was standing at. If you notice, he almost missed with that slash. But like right here, you can see everything coming from this distance, and all of his close range high damage doesn't hit here. See? Just right around here. Just maintain that distance. Right around here-ish. And then he goes for his long range, and you can see it coming a mile away. So you can use this range to kind of dictate things. But see, I got far enough, so he did one of his range closing tactics. See? Just a little bit of practicing range gets you a lot. And you can try parrying everything forever later. Rice balls are, I think, the best healing item in the game. You can also go into a fight knowing you're going to lose and just never attack. If you're having a lot of problems, just divorce yourself of the need to deal damage to the enemy and just practice moving within their threats. Practice parrying, practice see how they react to your movements. Almost every boss has a heal punish. So like, if he's here and I start healing, he'll usually try and do something. That's what it normally is. That's what he normally tries to do. So yeah, just... one of the beautiful things about Dark Souls or Souls-like games, Sekiro, Bloodborne, all those, is you may think death is a bad thing, but the punishment for death is pretty small. And so you can go in with less fear of failure, because failing just means... The only failure in a Souls-like game is if you didn't learn. Which is kind of a beautiful lesson in and of itself, I think. But like, I'm not even attacking him. I'm just sitting here. Normally I wouldn't use consume. So like, this is dangerous range band. He'll probably try running at me in a second and do a technique. Sometimes he does this little like weird. There it is. But here is his good range band. Didn't bat an eye. So, but don't be afraid to kind of relax and practice a fight. Especially Owl. The first time I fought Owl, I think it took me over 20 tries. Owl is a mean bully, and I think even this version, yep, even this version will Mikiri counter a stab. So don't stab him. Don't ever hold down attack. I think he's the only boss in the game that does. Which is fun. But yeah, so... I don't know. Like, you can really get in your own head about these fights. But just remember, you can practice the fights. You can learn the fights. When you go in, don't go in... So, like... In the anime Hikaru no Go, he talks about when he starts playing his master tells him that he's been getting worse. And I can go into the whole story about who his master is and why this is weird and all that. But his master tells him he's starting to get worse. And it's because Hikaru is fearing the attacks of his master. The plays that his master does are so devastatingly effective that he actually becomes fearful and becomes worse because of the fear. So, go... A little bit of apprehension can make you do better. Too much of it can make you do worse. So always... And what he tells his student is, try and come in behind my blade. So when the killing blow comes, when you dodge it, try following it instead of running to the other side. So, with things like Owl, try dodging as little as possible, like that. See? Just calm. Try following behind the attacks. Find the openings and just barely dodging. If you dodge too much, then you get in this dangerous range, man. He starts pressing more attacks, you start trying to run away, he starts dictating the pace of the fight, you start being fearful, and you don't take that advantage attack that we just saw. You'll miss those if you're too afraid of him. However, if you're not afraid of him enough, you die. So respect Owl, but don't fear Owl. That goes with any boss in the game. Just calm. Learn how he fights. Barely dodge. That was too close. That's fine. I'll just stand back. This is a learning thing. Dying is expected. And again, we'll show one more thing that you can do. A lot of people also don't use items. Items are pretty good. So let's. I always have I have my normal loadout, so let's get that set up again because this is throwing me off real bad. And then it's pellet, and then that. The space there is because I sometimes fill that space with another item, depending on the fight. So let's do. You know what? Let's go Nutsos. Let's go Yashirikus. And then we'll get Divine Confetti, of course. Okay. So, Owl is also tricky because he doesn't like letting you buff. But whenever you have an opening to attack, you can trade that attack to buff. So let's go back into the fight, and let's look at a couple places where we can use items. So, remember, we can't just buff right off the bat, but I have an opening to attack, buff. So I buffed. I'm not worried about healing too much because I'm going to use this. Okay, that's fine. I don't know, does that remove Yashiriku's? No, it doesn't. Okay, so now I'm buffed. Let's see how much damage I do now. Look at me just chunk his health down. Man is dying. So I know that's unblockable, so I back off. But like, look at this. Now, you probably shouldn't use Yashiriku's sugar, but if you do, it's pretty powerful. Just remember, like, so right now was not the right time, but here, that's the right time. So Yashiriku is the reason you shouldn't use it, is it's really powerful, but it does take half your total life. Oh! Not used to him using that attack. Hilariously, the attack he uses to stop you from being able to heal is a really good time to heal. So I baited an attack there so I could heal. If you're good enough to see when he's going to throw that little orb, you can even just attack during him throwing it. See, like, maybe I used a couple items here and there, but that wasn't that bad. And then, you know, what is this a good time to use? items. We'll use Divine Confetti. We'll use an Akko Sugar to be more realistic. If you have the Spirit Falls, you can use them instead. But let's use an Akko Sugar. So he's going to do his little thing. Yeah. Look at how much damage I do to this poor man. Look at that. That's like a filled in his health bar. He's a boss. I'm just bullying this man. Look at this. This is ludicrous. And the thing about winning quickly is when you win quickly, there are less chances for mistakes. I ignored the poison because I have a resurrective power. Right? In Robert Jordan's book, he uses a phrase called sheathing the blade. And the idea with sheathing the blade is intentionally allowing someone to kill you, or strike you, to win the fight. Always remember, you live more than twice. You are not a normal shadow. I guess we'll show one more thing. This is more of a Vex strat than my strat, which is why I haven't really brought it up. So we'll just rest real quick, get everything back. So we'll battle extraordinary foe, and we'll fight Great Shinobi Owl. Let's look at Shinobi tools and combat skills. Yeah. So Vex loves the donk. The donk is what's it called? Ichimonchi. Okay. And then we'll look at another... This I mentioned it earlier. Aged Mist Ravenfeather is how you punish attacks that are unpunishable. So, I did not block. I messed that up. You can tell I'm not used to this. Alright. So you dictate how you move with Mist Ravenfeather. The direction you push dictates where you go. If you don't hold, you go up. If you hold the direction, you go that direction. Right? So that's one. See, anything else Oh, so this is another tool I don't use nearly enough. The umbrella. If you are not using Kuro's Charm for one Spirit Emblem, none of those attacks would have dealt damage. Now, there's more to it. I need to remember how to even use it. It's pretty bullshit. In some tier lists online, it's considered the strongest Shinobi tool. So let's take another look at it. I'm going to actually pull up the tooltip on it, because I need to remember the buttons. I think it's just... What is it? Okay, that's how I release. Let's go here. That's it. So if you hit L1, you use another spirit token, but that's a parry. And you can power it up that way. So that's another option. If you're nervous, you can always use that. This is good. This is a good one. People always forget about firecrackers. Firecrackers is one of the most useful ones in the game. Look at how I flinched him. You can just get a hit in for free. You can use it if you have the right things. Jumping. So this is a good one. This is if you don't have the patterns in your head well enough, you can make patterns. You can create openings with firecrackers. So that's a good one. Let's look at donking. I hate donking, but Vex loves donking, so it's good enough in its own way. So let's look at Great Shinobi. Okay. So more tools, and you'll find which tools work best for you. Just try them. Just go into it. Owl expecting to lose. Don't use consumables. Just go loose. So let's look at Owl. So this is Donk. It does a lot of posture damage. And it actually recovers your posture. It also just does a good amount of damage. If it's charged up, it's unblockable. So like I can... So that's pretty good. Yeah, that was greed. But what if I make an opening, right? I could have hit him there. That's an idea. So what you want to do is you want to start playing. Like, so look at what you want to make happen. Like I wanted to get an Ichimonji. So I said, what's the problem? I need an opening. What's something that gives me an opening? Firecracker. So if we go to Reflection of Strength, and I've never done this before. This is me riffing on a theme. I don't use these items in my fight with Al. I just sit there and fight him. I just parry everything and then kill him. That's my strats. But let's say I don't want to do that anymore. Let's say I want to do this. Well, I know this is probably Ichimonji parryable, but I didn't do it. Alright, tired of him controlling this. I'll let him have that next one. Okay, well that's just a counterable. Okay. So let's say I do this then. Alright, so I see that I don't have quite enough time to just Ichimonji off it, but what if I... A little bit early release. Got him in a corner. Corners are good, right? He did his unblockables. Step back. He uses firecrackers. I can use firecrackers. Jerk. Get out of here. Donk him some. Block. You can also use donk in a different way. You can jump and donk. Jumping's dangerous because it prevents you from moving around too much, but... I just missed my parry there. Ignore me. So let's make an opening. Sucker. And I used range bands there, right? So I go here, step out of his range band. That gives me enough time to charge it up. Because I know he can't hit me from that range, but I know I'll be able to step through and hit him. So see, I'm finding ways to create my openings. Learning the boss is going to give you this. And I'm not worried about beating him. If you didn't know, you can block him midair. Alright. I was betting I couldn't get a full charge on that, but I thought I'd try. Okay. I know now that I can't swing after I do that technique. So I'm finding out that if I want to Ichimonji him, I have to give him a little bit of room, or I can't fully charge. One of those two is true, or both are true. So I can either... Fine. So like... And he'll run into the second Ichimonji if you have double Ichimonji. You probably don't have double Ichimonji, but if you do... Okay. Just trying another strat. Fearlessness is also good, but you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, just riff on it. Try different things. Like I said, this is how I fight Owl. I just walk up to him, and we're friends now, huh? And I parry the down smash, because I'm trying to kill him with posture. But you see, now I'm fighting with some earnest. I'm no longer practicing. But it's because of all this practice that I'm able to fight him like this. That is a very dangerous thing to bait. If you bait that, if you actually fall on purpose there, he'll stomp every time, and if you time it right, you can roll out of the way, and that gives you a free hit. Where can he run? He can't run nowhere. I guess this is a difference, too. He does the smoke cloud. That's not a big difference. Oh, he's almost in range that time. But you can tell that this fight's looking really similar to how the first part of the fight started. By the way, remember how I said don't do that because he Mikiri counters you? If he's in a stun animation, he can't Mikiri counter, so you can use that still to stab. But be really careful when you stab. Oh, I have my correct loadout. That's right, I don't need to do that. So I saw him throw... I paused to use an item. I knew I could use an item. But I saw him throwing an orb. So this means I have plenty of time. Let's go ahead and assume that I don't have any really... You probably have a Divine Grasp. But only use a Divine Grasp if you are expecting to win the fight that time. Terrible blocks. Now, the last time you asked me for assistance with a boss was Guardian Ape, and Guardian Ape's far more formulaic than Great Shinobi Owl. But you can take Owl. You find what works for you, and you'll beat him most times. And if you lose, it's fine. Just go back, try again. Alright. So let me get this uploaded to YouTubes, and I'll pass it on over to you.